How's it going, Lazy Bruces? I'm Sixkilla. Welcome back to the Zodiac Trial. Now we're continuing our path down where we get to pray every 15 minutes to a Draconic god, and whoever gets the most votes gets killed. It's not going well so far, not gonna lie. Let's carry on, shall we? We had agreed to vote for Snake, so we split up and went to different rooms. After voting for Snake, I returned to outside the library. You better watch yourself, Snake. Don't think we're going down without a fight. Did everyone vote Snake? Of course we did, why wouldn't we? Like clockwork, an announcement played in our tablets. The prayers of the group are conflicted, and so the great Draconic gods will stay out of it. So, what, does that mean it was a tie? It must be. I guess this isn't too much of a surprise. All 5 of us voted for Snake, and all 5 of them voted for Dragon. They really tried to kill me, huh? Dragon started banging on the door again. Try it, bastards, and see what happens. Horse held the door firm. My, how interesting. Unintentionally, we've stumbled across the solution we were searching for. What do you mean? By ensuring destruction upon a loss, we put the traders in a situation where they can't veer away from a tie. We're currently operating on the very real assumption that if either of our groups gains a 5-4 majority, the majority will systematically vote out the minority. With that in mind, no matter which side either trader is on, not voting for who they said they would will result in their death. We've achieved an actual stable equilibrium. So, what you're saying is everything's good now? To put it simply, yes. Once we become willing to murder innocents, our bargaining leverage greatly increased. I wonder, was this the outcome Snake foresaw? Then I must commend his foresight. Don't give that arsehole that much credit. He tried to save his own skin and just so happened to end up working out. So while they hold themselves up in there, we gotta handle the legwork of finding the trinkets. Hardly seems fair. But if that's what's needed of me, I guess I'll be off. Dog started to walk away, but before he left, he turned back to us. Vote Snake again. Will do. And like that, he was off. Watch, I'm gonna find a trinket in no time flat. I'll also join the search. I'll look around here. I'm gonna stay and guard outside here. I don't like the idea of those creeps going off to do whatever they want. I think that's unnecessary, but whatever you want. Of course it's necessary. If the traders can get out, they can kill one of our group, and then they have a majority and they can carry on with their plan. Bad times. Just like that, we broke off again. I looked around a nearby classroom. I was determined to find a trinket. We just needed 4 more. 4 more. If I could find one, it would be a huge help. Unfortunately, time passed and hints evaded me. I realized the prayer cycle was coming to an end, so I took out my tablet and voted for Snake. For once, I felt confident in how this would turn out, but just in case, I decided to check back in on Dragon and the other group. Dog had the same idea as me. Hey Mouse, any luck finding trinkets? I wish. Loser. Well, you find one? Dog took a token out of his pocket and displayed it proudly. Right on. I guess I got a nose for this sort of stuff. It's incredibly infuriating that you can find this stuff while seemingly not trying. Why, jealous? A little. Anyway, anything happen with those 5, Dragon? Nah. As far as I can tell, these chumps are content holding themselves up like that and voting as a group. I doubt the cycle's result is going to be much different than last cycle's. As if spurred on by her words, our tablets had another announcement.
With a total of 7 prayers, the great Draconic gods have heeded the group's wish and struck down Snake.
What? The how? That's unexpected. I raced over to the library's door, and through the window I saw a cursing Snake lashing out. Sure enough, he was dying. Despite keeping out the dragon before, the group inside the library rushed out in a panic. I guess they didn't want to stay with a dying man. Rooster and Monkey also ran back over here, confused by the announcement. What the hell? We had such a good thing going. Why would anyone vote against Snake? Seriously, who did it? Don't you understand all 4 of us are done for now? Not me. Me either. Well, it had to be one of you fucks. Well, that doesn't make much sense. The traders would know they were signing their own death warrant. 7 prayers? Why would the number be 7 prayers? Were both traders inside that group? No, even that wouldn't explain it. If you're going to betray the group, you wouldn't actively vote against Snake. You just vote for someone other than the group. We should have heard 5 prayers, but there were 2 extra. 2 extra. Suddenly it all clicked. We're morons. Agreed, but elaborate. Instead of answering, I ran back into the cafeteria. I checked Ox and Tiger's bodies. Sure enough, their tablets were missing. Fucking goddammit. What's wrong, Mouse? The traitors stole the goddamn tablets. What? It's something we already knew. Just because someone's dead doesn't mean their tablet stops working. Someone realized that, so as soon as they had an opportunity, they swiped the dead's tablets. Which means they're able to use 2 extra votes to kill Snake and break the stalemate. Huh. I wouldn't have thought about that. Wouldn't you have? Or did you do this? Did you even listen to her? The person who grabbed the tablets was clearly in the other group. Yeah, that's right. This proves that at least one traitor is in your group. Sheep's right. That means you guys shouldn't just vote us all dead. You think that's gonna work? You're trying to vote us all dead and you're just gonna pretend that didn't happen? You're gonna try and stop us from getting some revenge? Dragon, I swear it wasn't personal. We were just desperate. If we didn't do anything, we were all gonna be executed one after another. By banding together, there were decent odds that both traitors were in the other group. Which very much could be true. If we killed both traitors, at least 5 of us would survive. I'm not hearing anything worth forgiving. It's a classic case of mob mentality. The fact that there were 5 of them collectively absolved them of blame. So what do we do now? Again, I was unsure of what to do. We're going with Pig's plan. Chaos? That wasn't a good plan though. Well, I can't think of a better one. We just need to find 2 more trinkets. 2 more. Let's just do that. I guess that's kind of a plan. So I'll kind of do it. This feels like conceding, but fine. Random voting it is. More importantly, we need to find minor trinkets. Yes, we've established that. I've already fulfilled my quota, so I expect you lot to pick up the slack. Quota? Don't tell me you intend to quit working. Especially since he seems to be the best at finding them. I didn't have time for such arguments. I just needed to find trinkets. Trinkets? Trinkets. I felt like calling out to the trinkets, which was a sign that I was losing my mind. But I didn't get to search long before it was the end of a prayer cycle. Random voting, eh? I voted for Dog, someone I suspected might be a traitor. Then I went back to searching for trinkets. I didn't need to think about that shit. Who cares that you could be totally executed here? Nope, no need to worry. Not a single cause for concern. Not even worth listening to the tablet announcement happening right now. It's likely a tie. And if not a tie, it'll be some random death. 3 people had already died, this wasn't anything new. I just had to accept this batshit scenario we were in and move on.
With a total of 5 prayers, the great Draconic gods have heeded the group's wish to strike down Rooster.
And another death. So random strategy wasn't... Wait a minute. 5 prayers? Even if you factored in the traitor having 2 extra tablets, that's way too high of a number to be a coincidence. I rushed back towards the cafeteria. And there I saw it. Bunny, pig, sheep, horse, and dragon, standing together looking guilty. Next to them was Rooster's corpse. Bunny had picked up and was checking out his tablet. Your group did this, didn't you? We didn't do anything wrong? Yes, we did. We reformed the voting block. God damn it, you guys. Dragon, you too? I'm not dying here. Whatever it takes for that to happen, I'll roll with it. Fact of the matter is, Mouse, that we know for a fact that between you, Rooster here, Monkey, and Dog, there's at least 1 traitor. We know it wasn't Dragon. That means there must be at least 1 traitor between the rest of you. We know it wasn't Dragon because she was standing guard outside the library for most of the cycle. She didn't have an opportunity to go and collect the dead people's tablets. Turns out that Rooster didn't end up being a traitor, but that's just narrows the scope down to 3. Once we get rid of you 3, well, we'll sort out things from there depending on what we find. You're okay with this? Mob-based murder? You think the fact that there's 5 of you doing it changes what it is? What other choice do we have? Like it or not, there are 2 people actively trying to kill the rest of us. We don't get to know who they are. If we just sit around afraid of hitting an innocent, we're just sitting targets waiting to be devoured. I, for one, have things too important outside of here that I'm willing to forfeit my life without a fight. What he said. We have obligations. We don't have a choice, it's not my fault. Everyone would do this in my situation. I didn't have time for their justifications. They couldn't shove away the blame in whatever ways they wanted. They were going to murder us all. I could despair, but that wouldn't help. I wasn't dying like this. Some way, somehow, I'd survive. First things first, I needed to gather allies. I searched the building for Monkey and Dog. After I gathered them, I explained to them the situation. I mean, it's really our fault for not figuring something like this had happened. Yeah, our lives are on the line, but totally don't group up and try and save yourselves. In times of extreme anguish, groups provide structure and safety to desperate minds. It makes sense that, given the horrors we've seen, people would be willing to stoop to such levels if everyone is going along with it. I don't care whether or not they're justified. We need to team together and find out some way to prevent them from killing us all. Isn't there a little problem with our plan, though? One of the three of us is also trying to kill us all. Not necessarily. Bunny? Mouse? Monkey? Dog? I'm sorry. I feel really shitty about what I did. Now's not the time for that. Explain what you're doing here. The group was talking about next steps, and it suddenly dawned on me. We were right that the traitor who killed Snake definitely came from you three. Were we right? After all, we assumed that the tablets were taken after the tied vote. But when was the last time we looked at them? It was possible that someone gathered them before that, and used them to frame the people outside the library. When I thought about it like that, things started to make sense. I also realized we should look at Snake's tablet. But when I ran over to his body, it was taken as well. And I think the people with the most opportunity to do that were the people inside the library when he died. So basically you suspect someone in the library group as a traitor. It was already possible that one of them could have been a traitor anyways, but I think the one who has Tiger and Ox's tablets is the most dangerous one, is Pig. Pig? You're joking, surely. I'm for real. You might not know it, but she was actually the one behind gathering the group in the first place. She chose the location to be the library, which means she could have hid the tablets in there ahead of time. And she was one of the people who suggested reforming this group. And you wish for us to vote for her execution. Yeah. That loose logic being your basis for it. Look, at this point it's clear we're not getting out of here with no blood in our hands. We've got to make moves against the people who we think are the traitor. And I think Pig is the traitor. But even if we go along with this, the vote would be 4-4. No one would be executed. Not true. Bunny displayed the tablet he had picked up. I took Rooster's tablet after he died, remember? With this we have 5 tablets. We can vote her out. That's... well... oh shit, I don't know. I'm gonna save, obviously. We'll take this slot, I guess. Alright, first of all, let's be nice and don't use it. And then we'll have to come back and use it, because we're almost certainly gonna die if we don't use it. We should vote Pig. However, ethically, we can't use that second tablet. Ethically? What? Even if she might be the traitor, we don't know that. We can't risk killing an innocent. We'll give Pig 4 votes and tie it. Even though they have 2 extras, remember? And we'll figure out what to do from there. Fine with me. It is a more humane option. I, for one, don't love this. But if that's what you want, more importantly, we should hurry up and do it. The cycle's going to end any minute now. Bunny wasn't wrong. We quickly split up into 2 separate rooms so we could use our tablets. I input run as my action for the round, and for the prayer cycle, I voted against Pig. I hope we were doing the right thing here. It wasn't half a minute after inputting my actions that round 6 ended. I heard an announcement on my tablet.
With a total of 5 prayers, the great Draconic gods have heeded the group's wishes and struck down Mouse.
What? How the hell? They should have only had 4 votes. Why were they voting me? Those are the last thoughts I could form before my brain started fuzzing out. While the knives would indeed enter my throat, I was mercifully choked up before I could feel the metal grind through my vocal cords and fill my mouth with blood. Thank God for small miracles. 5 of clubs. The race with the prayer statue is completely different. It is a bloodthirsty game which won't tolerate a weak heart. No one will be able to beat those with the victorious and defeated personalities unless they're willing to get their hands dirty. Mouse's death here isn't without nobility. But better to be a killer than dead. Is it though? Is it really? I would argue that's not necessarily true. Alright, use the extra tablet. I really hate the idea of killing someone potentially innocent. However, we have no choice. We can only hope she betrayed us first. Kind of a funny thing to hope for, huh? I hate this. I really, really hate this. But letting Pig keep forming these groups for her own safety will only lead to destruction. This way we'll end it. And we'll trust Bunny is right with his suspicions. This theory makes plenty of sense to me. This is a plan I find morally questionable, but I suppose there must be times one puts their morals aside and focuses on the task at hand. We're right to do this, we don't have a choice. Let's not forget the real monster is Brian for making us go through all this. More importantly, we should hurry up and do it. That's always the justification, isn't it? The mastermind is the one making us do this, it's his fault. I'm not responsible for my actions, he is. Anyway, the cycle's gonna end any minute now. Bunny wasn't wrong. We quickly split into separate rooms so we could use our tablets. I input run action for the round, and for the prayer cycle I voted against Pig. I hope we were doing the right thing here. It wasn't half a minute after inputting my actions, the round 6 ended. I heard an announcement on my tablet.
With a total of 5 prayers, the Draconic gods have heeded the group's wish to strike down Pig.
And so it was done. It was Pig's fault for trying to kill me. She started these group voting murders. I was right to do this, wasn't I? Wasn't I? I struggled to answer that. But at this point, looking for those answers would do me no good. I'd already sealed most of my emotions. Guilt would have to join the club. I'll deal with my fractured psyche when I was safe. More importantly, I should go and check Pig to see if she really was a traitor. Checking her tablet should make that clear, if you can get to it before the thief does. I went down to the cafeteria with Monkey, Bunny and Dog. Their dragon, horse and sheep were mourning Pig. They were not pleased to see us. What did you all do? You killed her. Surprised you'd show your ugly mug here, Bunny, seeing as you totally sold us out. Guess I can't expect more from a traitorous rat bastard. I didn't mean... Where do you get off saying something like that? You also switched sides to join the library group in the first place. That's... Fuck you. Yeah, that's not the important part. Was she a traitor? No. We already checked the personality in her tablet. She wasn't victorious or defeated. No. That means you killed her for nothing. You mean like you did to Rooster? And I suppose there was a lot of meaning in killing Rooster. Don't think I forgot about that. Don't think I'll forgive that. Mad about Rooster's death, huh? Funny, I didn't take you for a fangirl. He was certainly a trying man at times to deal with. However, I feel like I knew him well enough to say he was a pure soul at heart. Yeah, I quite liked him too, actually, to be honest. Even if he is an arrogant piece of crap, I still liked him. Having him killed for no good reason greatly upsets me. So what's the play now? Everyone listen up. Things have gotten real fucked. Obviously. But there's no easy way to resolve this. There's just going to be safe play until the traitors are gone. Not going to be safe play until the traitors are gone and dead. It's clear they're willing to do whatever to stay alive. The only answer I see is a simple one. But it's one I don't think people will like. What is it? Group debates on who to eliminate. Right here, we'll just talk about who's the most suspicious. Argue it out. Then we'll take turns entering the bathroom over there and casting our votes. After someone dies, we'll check their tablet and see whether or not they were a traitor. Repeat until we're done. Are you serious? That's crazy. And your suggestion? Huh? You've just coasted along for a while with no real opinion, haven't you? Well, now's your time to stand up. If you can think of a better way of handling things, speak up. What exactly do you think you're doing? I'm asking Sheep to explain herself. Got a problem with that? Actually, I do. Why are you wasting time like that? Seem fun? I think a Socratic seminar seems like a fairly logical method of handling this dispute. I don't hate the idea. It seems a little brutal, but it can hardly be helped. Alright, let's save it up and pick another option. We can fill this one because we've already done both options here. Let's go with no to start with because that's probably going to be the fail. And then yes will be the succeed, I imagine. Are you telling us to debate who to murder? It's barbaric. I don't want any part of that. It's amoral, it's creepy, it's wrong. There's 1,000 things I could say against it. Alright, what's your idea? Idea? You don't have one, do you? In that case, we're going to go with this one. There's no way we can outplan the traitors, so instead we're going to outvote them. You don't like the arguing, you can stay silent. See how much good that does you for the votes. And so, like it or not, this shitty praying game had reached its final stage. Perhaps this was the inevitable conclusion based on the rules presented, the logical culmination of everyone's distrust and self-interest. It all led to a brutal popularity contest with deadly stakes. If there was ever a time to put on a game face, it was now. For my sake and the group's, I had to put forwards the best arguments I could. So who's suspicious to start with? I distrust everyone who went along with the library group voting plan. It was ill-conceived and selfish, but most importantly, it was the perfect cover for a traitor. I thought we already talked about how one traitor was outside of that group. For one, Bunny already brought up how that was inconclusive proof. For another, even if one traitor was outside the group, that doesn't make things any less suspicious. If we're going to bring up old suspicious stuff, let's talk about the very first vote, the one that killed Ox. We know from that at least one traitor came from horse or dog. Is that so? I know I'm not a traitor. If I wanted to kill you all, I'd do it without a stupid voting system. That's true, he's done it more than once. Are we sure the first vote really tells us anything? For all we know, someone like Tiger or Snake was a traitor, and it was their doing. We haven't had a chance to confirm their tablets, have we? Besides, we don't know if it even was a result of the traitor. There could be some reason that a non-traitor didn't vote for Dragon. Or hell, maybe Ox and Dragon met up and decided not to vote against each other and then Dragon betrayed that agreement. Why the hell would I do something stupid like that? If we're talking about suspicious, Have we forgot who said the stupid item number allowed in the first place? Bunny did. That's huge grounds for suspicion. Like we already said, I didn't know what the item was then. How could it have been done out of evil? Bunny's right. I don't think it's very likely that someone like him would use these methods if he wanted to kill us all. Gee, thanks. You're a real Carl Leone, aren't you? Carl Leone? It's a reference for cultured people. Trust me. Should I add something to the conversation? Oh shit. Alright, let's save again. And see what's gonna come of this. Let's go, I trust dragon. Oh shit, I picked monkey and dog. I think it's less likely that monkey and dog are the traitors. Oh, how sweet. I appreciate the sentiment, but could I ask why? They were both the selected voters in the second vote, right? But someone other than the people they chose got 2 votes. Which means that the 2 traitors must have coordinated their pick. Okay, but even if that's the case, couldn't one of them have lied about who they voted for? I suppose they could have. But wouldn't it have been better for them to have said that they randomly selected Tiger? And that one of the traitors got lucky? I guess. Well, for my money, I think it's sheep. You would. Now, why would you say that? Because I have such impeccable instincts? The question is why you're accusing someone like sheep. She hasn't done anything to anyone. That's exactly my point. She's a floater. To put it in reality TV terms, she's always in a group, good at convincing other people to do things, very meek. If she was a traitor, her only chance of getting away with it would be thanks to a voting system like this. She just seems the traitor type. Call it a hunch. I call it bullshit. Guys, I think the cycle's almost up. We need to quickly put in some votes. Bunny was absolutely right. Quickly we cycled in and out of the restroom, taking turns to make votes. Personally, I decided to vote for Dog. Something didn't sit right with me about him, and I kept remembering the votes from the first cycle. A couple of moments after we voted, a familiar announcement played in our tablets.
With a total of 3 prayers, the great Draconic gods have heeded the group's wish to strike down sheep.
No. Oh. A simple word. Sheep said it, then she immediately passed out onto the ground. Not from the collar, but from shock. That was a lucky break. It made her usually painful death rather painless. I averted my eyes. I had no urge to watch someone like her die, but in my head I prayed that she was secretly a monster who would try and kill us. After a beat, Bunny walked over and picked up Sheep's tablet. A few seconds later he sighed. A weak personality. Not victorious. Not defeated. Another pointless death. Damn it. I was really sure about her. Dog, you voted for Sheep? I already said I suspected her, didn't I? Who else voted for her? I did. As did I. I voted for Bunny. Me? If you're looking for an apology, you're not getting one. I voted for Dog. As did I. Oh my, I'm so unpopular. People who make dumb accusations are suspicious. Just because I was wrong doesn't make it dumb. Sheep wasn't with us anymore, so we couldn't ask who she voted for. Instead, a silence took over the room. There was an uncomfortableness in the air. What was there to say? We tried to debate it, and we'd gotten it wrong. It was also notable that Dog, the person who accused Sheep, had gotten the second most votes. Accusations brought suspicion on the accuser. Because of that, no one wanted to speak first. After a while, however, Dog spoke up. I think we should vote for Mouse. What? What? Sorry, Mouse. I don't mean any disrespect. I just can't trust you. It seems like you're always up to something. You called me over to vote for someone? What was it, 3 times? Something like that? You just seem like a schemer. Seem like a schemer? The hell does that mean? This is rich coming from the guy who was outside the library group when the dead people had their tablets taken away. Rich coming from the guy who was supposed to vote Dragon in the first cycle. Mouse, where are these accusations coming from? You're not just saying things about Dog because he accused you, are you? What? Of course not. In that case, why didn't you speak up earlier? Save it, you guys. We need to start voting again. The cycle's almost over. Okay, got it. But we're dead. There was no use, there was no time. Dog had made his accusations right before we needed to cycle out of the bathroom and input our votes. I voted against Dog, obviously, hoping people would listen. There was a sinking feeling in the pit of my stomach. When I heard my tablet speak, I could feel my heart dropping. Come on, don't say it.
With a total of 3 prayers, the great Draconic gods have heeded the group's wish to strike down Mouse.
Fuck. I lunged at Dog, the perpetrator of my execution. I did not get far, however, before the blades entered my throat and I began to squirm. I fell on the ground and writhed. In death I was like a worm, both in how I looked and in the respect I commanded. Then I fell to the floor. Mouse the worm. Death via unpopularity. 5 of diamonds. When fewer left, the prayer system will help the popular. By that same token, the traitors will look to eliminate people they view as potential threats. Mouse needs to be aware of her social game early if she doesn't want it biting her in the ass later. After all, reputation is everything in life. I guess we'll go back here and pick I Trust Dragon. I think Dragon's probably innocent. Now that's what I'm talking about. Why do you think that? Even if people inside the library could have used the tablets taken off the dead bodies, I don't think Dragon could have. She was walking outside the library almost the whole time, right? So she was probably monitored almost all the time. But Mouse, what if she's the other traitor? That's possible. But she's 50% less likely to be the traitor, right? I guess. Well, for my money, I think it's sheep. Same again. You would. Now why would you say that? And we can skip again. Time flew by. Eventually we realized the cycle was getting close to being finished. We should probably start voting. I'll go first. Without much more conversation, Dog entered the bathroom. While he was gone, however, the conversation reignited. That dog just does whatever the fuck he wants to, huh? I can't trust someone like that. I've been thinking about it, and I really think he might be the traitor. He was outside the library group when the dead people had their tablets taken away, and he was supposed to vote for Dragon in the first cycle. As Bunny started to say that, Dog exited the restroom, and Bunny entered. From there, we cycled in and out fairly silently. And then, the cycle ended. And once again, the dreaded tablet announcement played.
With a total of 3 prayers, the Draconic gods have heeded the group's wish to strike down Dog.
What? The normally disinterested Dog's eyes shot open. A look of panic and fear spread across his face. It looked like he had more to say, but before another word could exit his mouth, he began to dance the familiar death. I couldn't bear to watch it again. It was always utterly horrifying. I only turned back around when I heard the thud of a body hitting the floor. Bunny picked up the tablet and started interacting with it. Arrogant bastard really didn't see it coming. Did you just chuckle at someone dying? What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't get too offended yet, Mouse. I don't think many of us are going to be mourning him. What do you mean? Take a look at his tablet. His personality is defeated. Wait, so that means we finally had a traitor. A wave of relief flooded my heart. Thank God. I shouldn't be feeling this good about someone dying, but I couldn't help myself. For once, the death wasn't in vain. But after the initial joy, I turned to being puzzled. I mean, yeah, I voted for Dog, but he was really the type to kill this many people just to get his way? What could have motivated him so much? To drive a man to commit such acts? Was it all in the name of self-preservation? While I was hung up on this, the rest of the group celebrated. Hell yeah, we finally got one. I knew something was off with that fucker. For the record, who actually voted for him? I sure as hell did. I also voted for him. I voted for Dog. I see. You were all convinced? We were right, weren't we? I guess that's true. Dog must have been the one behind Ox's death. He likely lied about who he voted for in the second cycle, and he was also probably the one who collected the tablets off the dead people. Crafty little bastard, isn't he? Indeed. While he was forced into unfortunate circumstances, I cannot condone his actions. Still, I will pray for his soul. Hopefully his actions, spurred on by the cruel heart of a boy, can be forgiven. Well, I won't. Fuck him and fuck anyone who tries to stop the Slugger Queen. So what now? Huh? Surely you didn't forget there are 2 traitors. Just because one is dead doesn't mean things are over. Shit, you're right. Not necessarily. Huh? Think about it, we don't know the personality of a number of the deceased. We theorized it was possible, but we never got the confirmation that the 2 traitors contacted each other. The idea actually sounds fairly far-fetched. It's very possible that in all the hubbub of what's happened, the other traitor is already dead. But how likely is that? Well, think about it. If both were alive, don't you think there would have been more moves? Ever since Snake's death, all the votes have been entirely explainable. There haven't really been any lies or anything. Yeah, that's all well and good, but we don't actually know that they're dead. Are we supposed to just take it on faith? What's the other option? Start killing each other and hope the traitor's still alive? That seems like a recipe for pointless slaughter. Guys, I have a great idea. What? We just have to tie again. This plan again? No, trust me, it'll work this time. There's only 5 of us left, which means anyone breaking from the plan will be super obvious. Mouse is totally right. Mouse and myself can vote for Horse. Horse and Dragon can vote for me, and Monkey can vote no one. If we do this, hopefully no one will die. A clever plan. I suppose that makes sense. We also need to input this round's action. Grimly enough, with all the deaths, the minor trinkets we have are now enough. Let's spread them out and activate them. So we each took a hold of a mirror trinket. and took turns entering the restroom to use our tablets. I used my minor trinket and prayed for Horse's death. Of course, I didn't actually pray for that, but that's the button I pressed on my tablet. This is the first time I actually went into one of these things confident. There were too few people for a traitor to make a move. In fact, the other traitor was probably dead. Nothing to worry about. Oh yeah, heard that before. By the end of the cycle, we were all gathered around in the cafeteria. We heard the television announcement announcing the round's results. However, it was drowned out by the announcement on our tablets.
With a total of 3 prayers, the great Draconic gods have heeded the group's wish to strike down Horse.
What? How is... Horse's face scrunched up in a look of determination. I knew it was about to happen. I turned around once more. My mind was too clouded with despair to figure out what had happened. It took longer for the thud to come than usual, but a thud did come. Horse died just like the rest of them. 4 were left. What the fuck? What the fuck? How the hell did this happen? No, I thought this was over. This is certainly unexpected. Monkey, the traitor's gotta be you. What? Didn't you hear? Horse got 3 votes. You must have voted him alongside Bunny and Mouse and killed him. There has to be some other explanation. How? Maybe a dead person's tablet was used. Seriously? We would have seen if someone had taken an extra tablet with them, and there are no tablets in the bathroom. What a desperate excuse. Then it was Dragon. Huh? Playing coy, the standard maneuver of liars. Instead of voting for Bunny, like she said she would, she voted for Horse. There, simple as that. No way it's me. Stop trying to pin the blame elsewhere. I'm just looking at the most logical explanation. The most logical explanation is that you did it. Everyone shut up. I shouted at them with all the emotions I'd been holding up. They turned to me and looked disturbed by my outburst. I didn't care. I'd had enough of the traitor and their shit. I'm sick and tired of this. The traitor is obvious. Oh god. Alright, we're gonna wrap this one up because we're actually out of time for this episode. What a cliffhanger. In the next one, we will pick a traitor and see how this all turns out. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.